How can we close the gender gap in cybersecurity? I'm Mike Loader. Ending Cyber Risk starts now. Hello everyone and welcome back to Ending Cyber Risk, presented by the team at Arctic Wolf, where each episode we unpack the ways we can put an end to risky cyber behaviour and the industry at large. So on this episode we discuss the prevalent issue of embracing diversity in the cybersecurity industry and the work that still needs to be done. Joining me now is Lisa Tetrault, Vice President of Security Operations at Arctic Wolf. It's wonderful to have you with me. Why has the gender gap in cybersecurity persisted after all this time? And is it still trending toward closure?
Well, the gender gap is becoming increasingly diverse compared to previous decades ago. And it's mostly a male-dominant space, but how we talk to children in elementary schools, now there's an awareness of what's happening in the media with the attacks. People are becoming much more aware and intrigued by this field. And I think encouraging children, especially female students, to pursue or continue to take classes in STEM programs early on, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs. This space has now had a focus over the last couple of decades, which has now led to change that we're starting to see in this field.
Yeah, wonderful to see. How do hybrid work environments, online security boot camps, and I guess non-traditional hiring initiatives help close the gap? If we can take a look there for a moment.
Sure. These types of initiatives enable anyone who's interested, but maybe lack a significant amount of money or the ability to step away from a full-time job or 4 years to learn about a cyber program and explore options in the space. And they're now able to become curious as to what cybersecurity may look like for them. There's a place for anyone in cyber, including those from non-traditional career paths. I know former baristas, lawyers, hospitality workers, even military veterans, culinary arts professionals, and even chemists who found engaging and successful careers in cyber. It's now an opportunity that we as an industry are missing out on when we don't encourage non-traditional career paths to join us. So cybersecurity is no longer in the position as an industry to only recruit from certain colleges or technology-heavy traditional paths. I think it's a good balance between both traditional and non-traditional paths now as a sweet spot. So operating the way we have for years with non-traditional has only afforded us some less deserving candidates. Yeah. And now these traditional paths are now speaking and coming forward. So I think we're doing our part to encourage secondary paths to come in.
Absolutely, the next generation truly. So what step can leaders take to make organisations more accessible to women and minorities? Take us through a little bit more about that when it comes to organisations.
Sure. Recognizing the talent in underrepresented community that is on your team today. Ensure your organization is one that's inclusive and safe for everyone to be successful. Being a one-off is really tough. That is sometimes a landscape that you might be in. So you need to ensure that this is the current landscape. You're supportive of the team members to be effective. I'm fortunate to work in a remarkable organization that celebrates and represents women in cyber and the unique perspectives that we bring to the table. And, strong women-led networks coupled with supportive male allies really help security organizations create strong culture foundations of diversity, equity, and inclusion. If a company alienates or isolates talent once they're hired and doesn't support them, it's not going to build anything greater. But there's many external affiliations you can support and help your female talent to be part of, that are worldwide organizations such as WESIS, which is Women in Cyber, and other similar organizations in this space.
Yeah, very well put. So what communities and organizations should people be aspiring to work in when it comes to cybersecurity, and I guess be joining to expand that network that we've touched on?
Sure. So let me kind of break it into two sections here. So if people are trying to break into cyber, there's a ton of things that they can do. They can, start from learning from YouTube, try Hack Me, Hack the Box, maybe follow podcasts. But if you're looking to expand the networks, LinkedIn, there's a ton of people helping many of the new folks break into cyber. David Misi is one of my favorites, as he often shares a ton of insight for those entering in this space. And cybersecurity meetups. If you don't have one in your area, create one. CompTIA chapters or cybersecurity meetups are very popular, in local conferences that are free, but those that are in the cybersecurity space should also lend a hand and help newcomers in cyber and really contribute in mentoring others.
Lisa, I want to thank you for joining us on the program and, of course, outlining hopefully the change and, boosting the pace of that change moving forward. But appreciate you and your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, this is Ticker. We'll be right back in just a moment. Hopefully you've learned something from our discussion at the moment. I look forward to seeing you again very soon, right here on Ticker.
You're watching Ticker. We'll have more in just a few minutes.